Hi everybody, welcome back to R&S Homegrown. Today is September 29th and we're going to be planting our fall crops soon. And I wanted to show you my seedlings that are over here and just share what we're going to be doing today. Some of our beds are done with the summer and we need to get them ready to get these in. And today we're going to start hardening these off, which means getting them used to the outdoors. So I did the same thing with our summer crops when we had those seedlings. And so now it's time to do it with these. We've got cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli. And then we've also got some Swiss chard and some a little bit of spinach and some lettuce. And so I'm still trying to work out exactly where I'm going to be putting everything, but we've got a lot of choices. So today the plan is to get the metal beds filled up. Some of you have watched us at the beginning of summer. We put those beds together and we put the soil in there and we filled up the bottom half of the beds with wood chips. Well, now a lot of that has broken down, so our soil is down like by half. So we are going to have to build that back up, refill it, and get it ready for planting. And then also our tomato row, they're mostly done. A lot of the determinants that I planted are all done. And so we're ready to take those tomato plants out and get that area ready for some of these. So we're just going to take you along today. And so the first thing we're going to do is take these seedlings outside. And we're going to leave them out there for about an hour today. It's not too hot right now. And then throughout the week, what we'll do is each day I'll increase the time to where by the end of the week, they'll already be used to being outside. And what's nice is that starting tomorrow, our weather's supposed to be in the 80s. So I think that these seedlings will have a chance to live outside. Most of the summer has been triple digits, and it's been extremely hot. But we're happy the garden did as well as it did. We had a lot of tomatoes this year. So now it's time to move on to the next season. And then we're going to get these seedlings out there. So now we've put them out here on our patio. We've got this canopy here that is shading these plants. And so as you can see, here's our lettuce. And that's the Vulcan red Swiss chard. Oh yeah, we've got a little bit more dinosaur kale. I'm going to show you here in just a minute what the kale plants that we planted in the spring look like, and we'll talk about those in a minute. I've got some Walla Walla onions started. By the way, all these seedlings were started on August 9th. So some of them got a little bit leggy because I didn't have my lights on right away, but I think they're going to be just fine. I've got Rober cauliflower, and we've got Dutch cabbage, and I forgot what kind of broccoli it was, but it's the same kind we grew last fall, and we really liked it, and I saved the seeds, and this was my first time saving broccoli seeds, and it worked. They all germinated, so that was pretty exciting. So now we're going to go work on our galvanized beds today. Roger's going to be helping me do a lot of this work. He's off this week, and we're making good use of this time. So these are the 4 metal beds that we had put in, and we grew several things. Some of these things I'm going to have to clear out of here before we put some soil in there, but you can see just how low the soil level is now. You see these stalks out right here. We grew some really tall sunflowers, and they were beautiful. I've got just a little bit of beets left, So I'm going to need to pull what's left out of there today. I got a little bit of Swiss chard left, so we're going to pull that, and we'll either eat it today or freeze it. And then this is how the kale is doing. This is lacinato kale, also known as dinosaur kale. It is so beautiful. It's just like very tropical, but the soil level is so low, and I would like to just leave these plants because they'll keep producing, but I'm not sure if it's going to cause a problem for them when we put more soil in here, because it's going to have to like cover about 6 inches of the stalk. I don't know if that's going to cause it to rot or not. I don't know. We'll let you know what we decide on that. And this bed was already cleared out, and we did we put some soil in this one already? We did put a little bit of soil in this one already. I don't know if we're going to put any more or not, but this was a couple of months ago. We cleared this one out. We put 3 bags of soil, and then we covered it with some grass clippings, and they've dried. And this soil right now is crazy healthy. There's so many worms in here, and so many worm castings just naturally in here. But I don't know. Do you think we need to add more soil to this? We'll figure that out in a minute. We'll see how much we have left after doing these other ones. All right, so we'll bring you back as soon as we're done with this. So we just got done filling up 3 of the beds, and well, they look a lot better, a lot fuller. And we decided to go ahead and leave this kale in there because what does it hurt to try it, right? And we have more kale that we're going to be planting around, so if this rots, it's okay. Had a good life while it was here. Right, Roger?
Right.
And so we've also decided to go ahead and put 1 more bag in this bed. And so that's what Roger's doing right now. Gonna flip this out.
So in the other beds, we put 3 in each of the planter beds of an organic raised bed potting mix.
Yeah.
We use what's available locally. Some areas you're going to have all different kinds of brands, but we really do strive to do organic because that's kind of the point of the health of our garden.
And so far, this soil has done okay for us. It's probably not the best on the market, but it gives our worms something new to chew on. And we are very hopeful that by the spring, we will have enough of our own compost to be able to top these beds in the spring. These beds and our wooden beds over there. So we'll see how that goes.
Right, and hopefully in an upcoming video we kind of recapture some of the composting we've done. We have, what do you call it, stepped up our game this year.
Yeah, we've doubled our compost quantity from last year.
Right, and so that the goal is to be self-sustained on creating our own compost, and we're not there yet. That's why we have to purchase some, but some of the crazy stuff with material shortages and not too sure if fertilizers and composts are available
in the future.
In the future, we're just trying to make our own to where, because we have the material, just a lot of it is just training. So
yeah, and the cost is less.
Yes, to have our own, absolutely.
Right. And to not fill the landfills with stuff that can be composted.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the next thing we're going to do is work on our tomato beds. And so we're going to head up that way. gonna come back and show what's left of the tomatoes when we get done cutting stuff out and trimming stuff up. So after doing all that work with the tomatoes, cleaning it out, this is what we're left with. We ended up keeping 9 out of the 24 tomato plants. We'll do a view from this side. And then we'll go in. I'll show you what this other side looks like. So the ones we kept, we did a little bit of surgery on them, cleaning up a lot of the dead leaves. And who knows? We don't know if these are going to produce anymore. They look like they wanted to. There's still a few flowers on there. I've got a tomato there that's trying to ripen up. That's a beefsteak. And we had some tomatoes over here that we harvested yesterday. And then we've still got our basil down here. I'm sure it'll be happy to get a little bit more sunlight. And then this is what's left on this side. It looks a lot better. And it opened up a lot of the soil area so that we can start planting our broccoli soon. Or I mean cabbage. We're going to do cabbage out here, I think. Oh, that's a dead piece. This is actually the next day.
Yesterday, our equipment lost audio, and so we recorded a bunch of video. And instead of getting frustrated, because it is frustrating, it's heartbreaking, but a lot of it is just sharing what we know and our experiences with you as our subscribers, and we thank you for that. And it's a very good challenge that I think that sometimes God humbles us in it all for whatever reason. But I mean, this year we've had an amazing harvest. We really have. And I thank God for that, because there are some plants that, as Sheila and I have said for quite a few years, some years it's just these plants' year not to do well. And for us, chilies was one of them that just didn't do well.
We got okra coming out of our ears.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee that next year we'll get any okra at all, even if we plant the same plants.
And we had a huge tomato harvest.
Yep.
And we got about 50 or 60 corn.
Yep.
Ears of corn.
Yep.
A lot of that's in our freezer
Way
now.
more than we had last year.
Yeah.
And so we're learning together. And so in that, we're thankful that you guys come along on this journey with us as we learn the technology with this, with our microphones, with our recording equipment and such. But we're trying to inspire each and one of you that, planting is awesome, and so it's a piece, and we just want to say thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us. Until next time. Take care, guys.
All right. God bless.